The next module is the module 3. That is the title of the module is the digital modulation techniques. The modulation is nothing but is defined as the process by which some of the characters of the carrier is varied in accordance with that of a modulating wave. In digital communications, the modulating wave consists of a binary data or an M array encoded version of it, and the carrier is in the sinusoidal wave. There are different shift keying methods are used in the digital modulation techniques, that is ASK, FSK, PSK, the amplitude shift keying, frequency shift keying, and phase shift keying. The different types of basic model schemes are how it will be varied means the varying the amplitude of the carriers in accordance with that of a data signal. In accordance with that of a data signal, we can call it as an amplitude modulation, and varying the frequency of the carrier in accordance with the data signal, we can call it as a frequency modulation, where the varying the phase of the carrier in accordance with the data signal, we can call it as a phase modulation. There are three types of modulations. Using the modulations, we can define the different shift keyings. That is, when the data is a binary sequence, the amplitude in an AM or phase in a PM, or the frequency in FM, that is switches between the two distinct values corresponding to the binary 0 as well as the binary 1. That is, for amplitude, for AM signal, we get an amplitude here, and for PM the phase is the binary, and for the phase is the carrier, and for the FM, that is frequency modulation, frequency is the carrier. The switches between the two distinct values, that is the binary values only two, that is the 0 as well as the 1. We can call it the symbol 0 and 1. These are called as an ASK, FSK, and PSK. Okay, next is the waveform, how the ASK, FSK, and PSK. Here for an ASK, consider this is a binary bit sequence, that is 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1. For an ASK, if the amplitude is, if the binary sequence is 0, the amplitude will be 0. For binary data 1, we will get an amplitude, that is it varies in accordance with the message signal, that is the carrier signal. This is the 1 here, so amplitude is 1 waveform, and this is also 1 1. And for 0 0 only, the amplitude will be 0, and for 1, for binary bit, the amplitude will be there, and for binary 0 0, there is no pulse, that is 0 0 and 1 duty sound. For an frequency shift keying, that is an FSK, here the for the binary, that is the symbol 0 having a 1 frequency, and for the symbol 1 as having another frequency. Consider this is a binary bit 0. For that binary sequence, the look at here, the frequency is varied. For this is 1 duration, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. This is the frequency. This we can call it as an FSK, where PSK is nothing but a phase shift keying, that is it change the bit sequence, binary bit sequence values changes from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, then there will be phase shift. For 0 to 0 there is no phase shift, and 1 to 1 there is no phase shift. If it changes from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0 only, the phase shift occurs. Look at here, this is a 0, so it has an, this is the 0 up to here 1 bit duration, and for a symbol 1 we have a phase shift, that is it changes from bit 0 to bit 1, so phase shift here. And next here, coming to this 1 bit duration, for this bit duration again we have a 1, so 1, so 1 to 0 there is a phase shift, and 1 to 0 0, 0 to 1 we have a phase shift like this. Okay, next is a phase shift techniques using coherent detection. And before going for phase shift technique coherent detection, let us consider the difference between the coherent and the non-coherent detection. What do you mean by coherent and non-coherent detection? Is nothing but while we are transmitting detection, these signals, that is the binary signal zeros and ones are more transmitted in the modulated signal, transmit the signal, where in the transmitter side, at the receiver side we will receive the whatever we are transmitted signal, same signal we will receive by the receiver. We can call it as a demodulation techniques. For that, demodulation is nothing but they recover the original binary waveform. There are two techniques we are used in the demodulation, that is coherent receiver and non-coherent receiver. In coherent receiver, the main difference is the local reference of the transmitted signal must be available. That is what we are using the carrier phase in the carrier phase reference as a coherence in the as a reference in the coherence detection. There is the in the transmitter same side, same signal, that is the same transmitter side, the local oscillator we will give it in the receiver side also. That is in the detection also we will get the same signal, the same receiver, that is an carrier is used for a detection, where in the coherent detection, where in non-coherent detection we are not using that of a knowledge of a phase carrier wave. So there is no need of a phase carrier in the receiver side, but just we are transmitting side, at the transmitter we are transmitting the phase carrier, while at the receiver we not require the transmitted carrier to get the received signal. Okay. So next is the phase shift gain techniques using coherent detection.